So we have beer in one hand, camcorder in the other, as I'm walking up to this vantage point. And so let's have a chat, shall we, and see what comes up, and let's see what we see. So as I was making that other film, there was an Indian guy, and two Indian girls, and they're like 20 years old. And the guy asked me if I'm vlogging, and I said yeah. And he says, "What's your channel name?" And I said, "Oh, you know, it's the philosophy and, you know, natural foraging channel." And he went, "What, like Socrates and Plato?" And I went, "Yeah." He says, "Do you know about so and so?" And I went, "No, who's he?" "Oh, he's a philosopher." And I went, "Wow, you know, I haven't heard of him. So how is it that you know about this stuff?" "He's taking philosophy at university. Would you believe it?" It's like, wow. So you never know who you're meeting. Well, never actually said at university. He's studying philosophy at college or university. I don't know what age he was. He looked young. But we can never be dismissive. He asked me if I knew a certain philosopher that even I wasn't aware of. You see? And so I showed him the channel, and he's going to take a look. And then the girl started to say, "Well," because I said, you know, around here you wouldn't starve. "Well, what would you eat?" And I showed them, you know, the bag of plums and the apples, and I said that there's blackberries over there, there's rose hips over there, there's hawthorn berries over there, and you know, in a couple of weeks' time the acorns will be ready to harvest, and then the stinging nettles, you can eat those, and you know, there's lots of other plants, you know, if you know your stuff. You know, I'm scratching the surface. I know nothing, but by the time I've been doing this a few more years, I'm pretty sure that, you know, I could very easily just come out here and live off the land. So, two reasons I'm going up here. Well, loads of reasons. One of the reasons is it's a beautiful day. God is all around. He said to me, "Do you believe in God?" And I thought, that's a curious question, because, you know, I never mentioned anything about that. I just said, you know, my channel's about philosophy and, you know, natural foraging. And I said, well, something along those lines. He says, "Why?" "Because, like, everything is just too intelligent for there not to be." I'm like, yeah, that's about it, yeah. That's about it. And so, guys of his age asking questions like that are most certainly on the right track. Now, at his age, I don't remember myself asking questions like that. My concept on God was that I just didn't know and didn't really give it much thought. And so it wasn't until, like I say in the book, I'm 28 years old and the Jehovah's Witnesses come knocking on my door, and they then encourage me into having to think what my philosophy is on religion. And so, because I was quite taken aback, I thought, well, I'm not going to be naive and dismissive and stupid, dismissing something that I have no real opinion on at this moment in time. And so I'll take your books. And I took the books and I read them, and if you read the chapters, then you'll see what an incredible story came out of those encounters and what it led to. Absolutely fascinating. Look at these pastures, people. This grass is so soft, super soft. You know we're born, born to be alive. Absolutely, born to be alive. Born to live. So I'm going to take you through a small patch of oak trees. And they're a beautiful oak. And the atmosphere changes straight away as soon as you enter. And when you become awoken, and you become more energy empathic, you will feel the greatest of distinctions between environments and people. So, as we just enter here, we enter into the realm of the pixies and the elves, and I feel it straight away. And if I was on shrooms, they'd be talking to me. If I was on DMT, I would see beings, entities of some description in everything. All those varying patterns of the bark and the branches, they'd all be living entities, living in DMT world. You see, oak trees, more than any other tree I know, they have a spookiness to them. Because of their awkwardness, they seem to have an awkward energy about them. You know how they grow. It's all contorted and twisted and looks like it's been a struggle. Has it been a struggle? Why are you twisted so? Why are you twisted and contorted, my friends? Other trees, they appear to be much more graceful than you guys. And I'm not saying they are any more beautiful, because I think you have the height of beauty. Much more beautiful than the vast majority of variety of tree. The oak, there's many varieties, by the way, and I think there's something like, I think it's about 13 varieties in the United Kingdom. The cork tree is an oak tree, and that of course only grows in warm climates like Portugal and Spain, and anywhere else that's warm in the world. And so yeah, lots of different, and you know, I struggle to find words. I really do. So maybe let us just be silent for a minute, shall we? And I'll just point the camera in the direction so you can see. Of course, they all know me, by the way. They all know who I am. I'm back. It's me. there's some girls up there, they probably think I'm speaking to them. Ah, got stung. I want to think I'm a weirdo. So I'm just making a video about what I think is nice about this place. Why are you girls sitting here instead of like watching telly?
We don't want to be on video though.
No, not you, that's why I'm pointing it over here.
Okay. Was that right there? Oh yeah, we just wanted to meet each other.
Well, where no one can see?
I'm just out the house.
All right. So you decided randomly, I don't know, let's go up into the spooky woods at Croft Hill.
Yeah.
In a word, yeah. Okay. I mean, that's probably as weird as me walking around talking to myself, making a film, isn't it? Huh. All right, have a good day.
You too.
Right, so you can see these trees, the woodpeckers like to live in them. So again, you know, that's quite anomalous. 3 teenage girls just in the woods. You would have thought like, oh, not going to those creepy, spooky woods. There might be rapists lurking around there, but they didn't seem to have any care about that. They're perfectly comfortable. So I'm going to walk to the top of this hill here and then give you the vista. Now this is sometimes the place where I choose to come do DMT, and I come to this top part here and I sit here and I look down into the woods there and I just feel the energy. So then we come up to the top and it's quite something. This quarry is very old and it's in its last throes of productivity. And you can see that it used to be one of these beacons. In the old days, places like this, put that there, they used to be manned with a little bit of a fort, people on a constant vigil, looking out across the land for an enemy invasion. And then when they saw something, they would communicate that via setting a fire, which was a beacon. And so right over here I'll show you Bradgate Park, my emerald heaven, which is another one of these beacons. And then over past that there's this other wood that I go to called Beacon Hill, and this is where the Cambrian, well, these are all Cambrian by the way, all these rocks here, they're all from this Cambrian period. But let me zoom in now on Bradgate Park. There. And those are the woods that I make recordings in. You see? And to hazard a guess at how far that is, I would say it's about 7 or 8 miles. Down there is the quarry, which we can't see a lot of from this point here. And so there you have it. I'm gonna enjoy this beer, eat a packet of beef crinkle cut crisps, and chill.